Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
Here. There we go. Welcome, everybody, to the show today. It's so good to see you. We're going to dive into the single best Black Friday strategy that, I've been running now for multiple years, and it continues to do exceptionally well. And we're going to break it all down for you in a really simple way. Plus, we're going to get to all of your questions from all of the comments on all of the videos from the last 2 weeks, because I, had to take the last week off because I was traveling back from New York back to here to LA. So anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun today. And if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and we have added in Instagram to the mix. So I'm super excited about this. This will be super fun. Drop your comments. I'm showing comments on the stage. So just let me know if you've got any questions, anything. Let me know where you're from today. That's the number one question I would like to know to get started. And with all that being said, I'm going to take a little sip of this coffee and let's just dive right into the value. And then I'm going to pull up the YouTube community and we're just going to plow through some stuff. This will be super fun. By the way, if you don't know yet, we're doing another live account audit today at noon Pacific Standard Time. If you're a member of Foreplay, you'll be able to get that. If not, I will post out the link. Welcome, Ottawa, Serbia, India, Pakistan, people from all over the place. Yeah, all right. So we're going through live ad accounts. That call will end when we get through everybody's account. It's going to be insane. Okay, that all being said, let's dive into it today. Okay, so here we go. Boom. Rachel, I see your question. Rashidel, I see your question. Don't you worry, we're going to get to it. But first, let's break this down. Have you ever wondered how some brands pull in an extra $100,000 every week during Black Friday? Brands like Portland Leather Good, Original Grain, King's Loot, Movement, just all these brands, they've all used one simple move. It's worked for them and dozens of my clients inside the Meta MBA program. If you don't know, once again, my name is Charlie. I've spent over $1 billion on Facebook ads. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to copy this system to grow fast and safely. All right. That's what we are going to knock out today. So let's start with the trap, the complexity overload. Most advertisers think the answer is more targeting, more tech, more ads. On paper, that can sound smart. In practice, it's absolute chaos. Every new tactic works for less time. Your ads fatigue, profit drops, and CPMs climb. You keep chasing hacks that collapse under pressure. And that's why so many brands spin their wheels, tired, broke, and stuck. So we got to stop trying to fix everything one ad at a time and find one move that drives everything else, because what you need isn't complexity, it's leverage. And that's what we're going to get into today. Last year, I ran a tiny little $100 a day test. No fancy setup, no tricks. Within days, it scaled to $10,000 a day. At its peak, it drove over $100,000 in a single day, the most profitable effort we'd ever seen in that account. I shared it with my friends running some other brands that I might have mentioned earlier. They tried it, and boom, the same result. 5 and 6 figure days, easy. Some even crossed $100,000 days during Black Friday with almost no extra work. And it wasn't luck. Dozens of brands have repeated this with near 100% success, because the system uses leverage, not luck. So let's get into what we're going to get today. We're talking about the assets, the architecture, and the arbitrage of leverage. Okay? So step number 1, the assets. We didn't start from scratch. We used proven ads, the ones that had already spent big and won. These are your all-stars. Meta already knows who loves them. When you duplicate them, you're not guessing. You're compounding data you've already paid for. So to start with, we identified the top 10 to 15 ads. These are trained assets. And if you want to redeploy them, they hit harder, scale faster, and cost less. So that's step one. Let's break down step two, the architecture. Now, when I was a touring musician selling shirts after shows, I learned something really big. If I asked, do you want a shirt? Most people said no. But if I asked, which shirt do you want to buy? Almost everybody bought one. The single change was from yes to no to choice. That changed everything. And it works the same in e-commerce. A product page is a yes or no decision. The home page gives a choice. Choice converts. So duplicate your top ads and send that traffic to your homepage. It converts better, upsells better, and captures more value. Now, let's talk about the arbitrage of leverage. Your homepage is a living catalog. Hero offers pull in attention. Navigation drives intent. Bundle and email capture work in the background. When proven ads drive that traffic, you unlock arbitrage. Better user experiences drop CPMs, and more freedom increases AOV. The ads bring the crowd. The homepage multiplies conversion. Together, they create profit that scales safely. Remember, your homepage is often your highest converting landing page on your entire site. So here's how you launch it. Pull your top 10, 15, 12, 20 best ads. Best spending, top performing. Pick your top 5. Create a campaign optimized for purchase or new customer if you've been paying attention here. Keep your targeting broad, no exclusions, no guesswork. And let this campaign absorb budget from anything with the worst CPA or GPT. This simplifies your account. It cleans your spend and scales profitably. Now, if you keep chasing hacks and your costs rise while your results shrink, use this system instead. The assets, the architecture, and the arbitrage are leveraged. You can flip the game. You align with the platform. You let your store do the selling and you scale safely. And that's what this is really all about. Now, I got some questions in here. Emmanuel is talking about, what do you think about Andromeda? It's funny, man. I dropped an Andromeda video 6 months ago and nobody watched it. Now everybody's concerned about Andromeda, and I've got an Andromeda video coming up, but we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Let's see. Rashidel, that's so against everything we've ever been told, but knowing you, yeah. So here's the thing, Rashidel, when it comes to why this strategy is different and why it works. What we're doing is we're saying we already know what ads earn spend. So those ads are inherently more preferred by the platform, and the machine has much better data on how those people behave. It has much better data on who to show those ads to. Because it has a ton of data around that creative, around that copy, around that headline. Duplicating that ad and sending it to a different place allows you to leverage a lot of that existing data that the ad has. Although obviously it's not 100% swap. It gives you a much better chance of being successful really early on rather than a completely new idea. The other side of this is it doesn't say we necessarily turn everything else off. I'm not here to say that this is the only campaign you need, although I'd argue that it absolutely could be. I've absolutely done that with brands. We have to remember that your homepage is your highest converting page on your site, or it should be. Now, a lot of people say, well, yeah, because that's just from repeat buyers, X, Y, and Z. Like, okay. Is the reason it's the best converting site because of all the repeat buyers? Or is it because of the repeat buyers and it's getting traffic and it provides a lot of other opportunities? If you were to track the consumer, if you were to track the user behavior through your site, you would see that new and existing customers navigate your homepage differently. But if your average product page conversion rate is 1.5%, 2%, your homepage might be a 3.5 to 5. I'm totally fine if on Black Friday I get more repeat buyers. Why is that a bad thing? I never understood that. It doesn't make any sense. Why is making money a problem? So with that in mind, let's take the assets that we have that we know perform really well, where the machine knows how to use them and who to show them to, that have already earned spend and have performed well. So we know that they're good at earning budget. We know the machine has a lot of data, and we know that they ultimately perform in a way that is desirable for us. Let's just send them to a different page. It's really kind of that easy. And again, I started this as $100 a day because I was just like, well, let's send traffic to the homepage. And as soon as we see that conversion rate go up and down, it's sort of a bellwether. It's the canary in the coal mine for when Black Friday's hitting. And ended up being the #1 campaign we had for Black Friday. We repeated that across over 24 brands. We ran it from Black Friday all the way through to today. Some of these campaigns have been live for over a year now because, well, we launched Black Friday last year around the end of September, and you should probably have a Black Friday live now. So the point of this is simple. Leverage what works and send it to the best place. And if somebody says that that doesn't make sense or that doesn't work, I would argue that the money disagrees with that supposition. That's where I'm coming from. So I hope that helps. Now, we also have some other questions here from YouTube in the chat. So I'm going to throw these up here. Boom. All right. Emmanuel. Hey, Charlie, what do you think Andromeda is changing in the platform? Emmanuel, I've got another video around this. This one video has been blowing up on YouTube. I think it's got 40,000 views right now. And it's been sent to me a bunch. So I'm actually planning on doing a reaction video because the guy's explaining about how Andromeda X, Y, and Z. I will give my 2 cents. What Andromeda has done is it is more hyperbolically deciding performance. And what that means is most directly is that doing things the wrong way is going to be less beneficial. Doing things the right way is going to be even better for you. And I see it account by account by account by account. The folks that are launching tons of ads and pushing a bunch of offers are saying that Andromeda is like the worst thing ever. The folks that are focused on a hero offer and second scale and leveraging single post IDs after creative testing with Flex and Dynamic that have a simple ad account where they're spending a ton of money in a few places, they're seeing the most stable results they've ever seen. The ability to directly control for new customer has never been easier. And what's most important here is that the folks that I see complaining about the performance from Andromeda are not the same folks that say that you should care about what people think of your content outside of buying. And the #1 concern that I see for most people, especially with Andromeda, is that the folks who try to scale a business built on the concept of we're going to fuck at hello, meaning the first impression is a sales pitch, are losing over and over again. However, the folks that build relationships and value the partnership they have with their social media platform partner, in this case, Facebook, but it could also be TikTok, it could be YouTube, it could be any other platform. The folks that value the end user experience, they're winning the quality game. CPMs are down. CAC is down. GPT is up, right? Second scale is getting easier and easier to achieve. And that's more of an MBA program concept of second scale, but I actually have a video coming out on it really soon. Full disclosure, I'm probably recording that video today. It'll probably be out next week. Because that's what actually takes to scale a business. But if you ask affiliate marketers, they'll tell you something different. If you ask people that run ad agencies with big in-house creative teams, they're going to tell you something different. And yes, so you'd say it's more about building long-term relationship and how do you create quality. Here's the thing. I can't tell you how to create quality content. But remember that paid ads are the same thing as organic content. They exist in the same space and go to the same people. If you put up an Instagram reel and it gets 50 views, odds are the CPMs on it are going to be really high when you run it as an ad. If you run an Instagram reel and it gets 300 comments and 4,000 shares and all that other stuff, odds are the CPM on that is going to be really low. Now, that first one might be phenomenal as a conversion effort because it speaks to people who are really warm and very interested because of content designed for the bottom of the funnel that you're selling to the sold. The upper one might be great at prospecting, and that's where 4PI analysis comes in. But if you're only trying to scale off of buy now or fuck off, you're gonna struggle. It's gonna be tough. And the interesting thing to me is this has been the message since 2015. This has really been the message since 2018. The idea that, remember that you are in a business relationship with Facebook. They are selling you inventory of eyeballs. And the idea that the way to make a successful business is to disrespect your supplier of inventory is fucking stupid. I hope that lands. Okay. Having ads on every kind of level of the funnel? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see here. We got another one. Best advice for the account with $1,000 to $1,200 budget per month. What to focus on. All right. Here's the thing, Sanatan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I might be doing terribly wrong. I have a video on the Disruptor Academy YouTube channel. So just type in Disruptor Academy and do a Google or YouTube. There's a video on there. It's how to crush Facebook ads on a low budget. And I talk about what I would do with like $50 a day, $100 a month. And it is everything about generating interest and building an audience for as cheap as possible and then selling to the audience that you have. Instead of trying to convert by competing with everybody in the world, just sell to the low-hanging fruit and then develop a system around scaling the volume of opportunity that your low-hanging fruit has. There's a great video in there. Again, the YouTube channel is free. If you like the advice there, you can join Disruptor Academy. It's $147 a month on school. If you watch the video, there'll be a link in there if you're interested. But that's really what this is all about. I hope that you're not hearing me be non-direct. It's just I already have an hour and a half long video that very specifically point to point to point lays out the exact strategy that I think would be the best for you to look at. But what I would say to keep it simple, focus on the folks who already know who you are, and then focus on getting more people to know who you are. Don't focus on getting absolute strangers to give you money. That's probably the best bit of advice I can give you on that. Thanks. Thank you. You're actually a genius. Well, thank you, Philippe. I appreciate it. Technically, card-carrying member of Mensa since I was 7, so technically, yes. But that's its own weird thing. Okay, now, my favorite time of the show, my favorite time of the week, honestly, I look forward to this all the time. We're going to share the screen, and we're going to dive into the community. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Share the screen, community tab. Boom. Love it. All right. Now, let's get into some fun. I'm going to just pull this out so it's as big as it can be. All right, and we'll just kind of zoom in real quick so everybody can watch, even those on Instagram. I might have to hide the comments to do this. Yeah, all right, I'm going to hide the comments here. We'll get back to you later, comment section. Don't you worry. I just want to make sure the fine folks on Instagram can see this as well. Instagram, let me know if you guys can read this. What is the best way to learn from you and be coached by you? Hi, Kaz. I have an academy. I have a program on school, Disruptor Academy. If you go to disruptorschool.com, you'll see a button that says join the academy. But I mean, honestly, my best advice is binge the YouTube and then go from there. That'd be my number one advice. This is free. My YouTube content is free. I'm probably going to start taking my YouTube content long form and just putting it everywhere, including here on Instagram and everywhere else, just because, like, fuck it. But if you want it when it comes out, check it out on YouTube. If you want it like a week or two later, you can catch it everywhere else. I'm working on that. But anyway, That is my number one recommendation. Steal everything I put away for free, then come back when you need more help. All right. Let's get to it. Oh, well. Somebody was just in the live chat. All right. What to do in case if my 322 ad is unable to meet my desired goal? Should I test a new batch? By the way, this is the how to copy. This is my copy my Black Friday strategy video. Actually, we just kind of covered a lot of the same topic here. But let's get to your question, buddy. All right. Just a quick question. What to do in case if my 322 ad is unable to meet my desired goal? Should I test a new batch on Monday and then increase my budget, my good campaign, Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Yeah, so in short, if you have one ad live that is not working well, I'm totally fine adding a second ad. I'm okay with you having 2 or 3 322 ads in a single ad set, especially at a smaller budget. And I think you said it's $1,000 to $1,200 a month. Small budget is not dependent on how much money you're spending. It's totally dependent on the volume of conversions that you're driving. I'm assuming that with home decor products, the $1,000 to $1,200 a month isn't driving dozens of sales a day. So I would consider that to be a low budget, a low volume campaign. Get several 322 ads, one ad set. If it's me, I'd probably push out a bunch of Instagram reels. I run engagement campaigns behind all of it for like $5 a day or $2 a day or something really cheap. I'd understand what takes off, what doesn't. I might do that for 2-3 weeks. And then the things that seem to do really well on view count, I know are going to be better at prospecting. The things that do really good on engagement levels are probably going to sit lower in the funnel. Then I'm going to understand what is my problem. According to a 4PI analysis, do I have a prospecting ad problem or do I have a retargeting ad problem? And based on that, the additional ads that I run will all be informed by my organic content. I'm quite literally doing that right now in my own ad account with an MBA program. I'll give you an example of what that looks like. Why not just actually show you? Because that's what we do here, right? Full transparency, no bullshit. So this is my Instagram account. For those of you that are watching on Instagram, showing my Instagram account, part of me thinks that that's really funny. All right, anyway, when we're here, what you'll see is about 15, 16, 17 Instagram reels that are all direct to camera. These are all me doing a hard sale for the Meta MBA program. Oh, Jess, nice to see you. Sup, Charlie? Sup, Jess? All right. Now, what I've done is I pushed these all out, and now I'm measuring how well are they at getting views and engagement and stuff. So this one, for instance, this one got, let's see this one here, 2,200 views and 27 likes. Okay. This one got 34,000 views with 300 likes and 22 comments. All right. This one got 34,000 views with 129 comments. All right. This one got 27,000 views. Like, I have an idea of which ones are going to maybe perform better. Now, fun fact, when I look through them all, like, let's just see this one real quick. When we look through them all, they all essentially have a similar sales pitch. Maybe the reason everything sucks is because you've been doing everything wrong. And if you want better success, well, I've got a way to do that for you. And then all of these just drive to a ManyChat flow. And then I get a bunch of lovers in here, right? A bunch of these people. What toxins are in your blue hair? They're actually non-toxic. Thanks for checking in. Dude, your hair is blue. And you have nail polish. It's gel. It's not nail polish. Nail polish comes off when you play guitar. Get it together, homie. So anyway, there's a lot of these types of things in here, right? Where we're just trying to figure out what's going on and see what content works. So if you do this well, you're going to start to understand what kind of content you can use to scale up. All right, let's keep going. This is another one, again, on the Black Friday video from Tuesday. By the way, our videos are now going to be launched on Wednesdays, so I can get to your questions sooner. And we're going to be launching reaction videos and account audit videos every Monday for those just paying attention in the home game. All right, the memento. Hey, Charlie, thanks again for another great video. You're welcome. I'm working with the €6 CPL for lead generation, not e-commerce, and planning a testing structure with an ABO of 10 ad sets, 1 ad each. Oh, after 5 days, I'll double the winners to 12 and then again to 18. From there, 10, 14 days, I'll take the top 3 to 5 into a CBO for scaling. Does this approach make sense to you? No. 0% of this approach makes sense to me. First thing that doesn't make sense, ABO, 10 ads, 1 ad each. So we're doing a straight up just shoot out whatever gets lucky. Every one of them is competing with each other. None of them are complementary. And at this budget of €6 CPL target, you're just basically seeing what's lucky enough to be the last touch point. So your wins are not predictive of future behavior. So that's a really bad way to test. After 5 days, I'll double the winners. So after 5 days of running a really low integrity data test, you're going to see what got lucky, and I'll double down on those. And then I'm going to double down again. And from there, after 2 weeks, everything that was lucky early that is still good enough, I'll move into a separate campaign that's a CBO. My question is this, a couple things. Number one, why are we running 10 ads at once? We don't need that many. Why not validate some of these things, or why not use dynamic ads to make it 3 or 4 ads, right? Like you can use Flex or Dynamic Creative and get a CBO with, say, 3 ad sets, which will get you 9 creatives. Just go with that. Because also this entire test is predicated on the fact that you've got your copyright, which you have no idea. Oh, thank you, Sina. It says, wish our sub count 10,000 for you deserve it. I appreciate that. Then here's the other problem. Every one of these things exists as a win in isolation at a small budget. So then you're going to push it and go from 18 a day to 100 a day in a CBO. Why not just start in the CBO at 100 a day? Maybe start the CBO at 50 a day and you add €5 a day for 10 days. And then anything that earns a bunch of spend but doesn't do well, you get rid of. And you let all of it be complementary. And then you can understand how all of the machine is using it, being used together with a 4PI analysis. I would 100% do it that way. And then, I mean, because you're using dynamic creative through lead gen, you can't consolidate. You can't consolidate post IDs, but I turned to YouTube. Oh, well, thanks for the switching the channels, Doctor. But you're going to get the ideas of what works. And at the end of the day, at €100 a day with a $6 target, like you're not going to get complex enough for you to need to go more complicated than that. So I hope that helps. But yeah, hopefully that works for you. All right, let's see. Practice. Go Sam. Sam Peliero interviewed him and put up an interview here. It's pretty interesting. I will say that the guy is really successful and he's really smart. And I don't think we necessarily see eye to eye on how to do things. But he's giving his unedited advice, which I really appreciate. This guy says, I want to know the website of this guy's service. Well, let's just go check it out real quick. Oh, this is, I will. Let's see here. Let's just pull this video up. Come on. Let's see.
Your name?
Deb.
And who are you here with?
I'm here by myself. I'm building Blink AI.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Blink AI is a post-purchase upsell app. What we are doing differently is we are training models on the previous purchase data so that we find the best pairings with every product that is getting checked out. So if you have like 1,000 SKUs, you're not going to sit and find the best pairings. We're going to find all of them and we're going to recommend them automatically.
That's fantastic, man. So what I'm hearing is you're using data and AI to basically build the best offer.
Pretty much.
Automatic.
Best recommendation.
By product. By cohort. Love
Exactly.
that. That's a great idea. You didn't come up with it because you started yesterday. So it's something somebody could do to be better tomorrow.
I've spoken to over like 200 brands so far ever since I started this, but about like 80% of them don't even know post-purchase exists. Out of those 80%, they're like, can this be even done? I'm like, hell yeah. It doesn't disrupt your session. This happens after checkout. So
Yes.
they're already checked out. You've already got the money. This is an extra added bonus. Your AOV goes up. Yep.
That's fantastic because I think what's really important about this is you as a business have already figured out how to close the deal.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to get more. Dude, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Hey, buddy, what's your name?
There.
No.
And who you here with?
I'm
So the website, by the way, I'm not sure if they have a website, but I know that the app is called Blink AI, and it's really good. So I would definitely take a look at it. That's why I was featuring these people, right? Anyway, let's see. David says yes, please. So this was a lot of people said yes, 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 please, all sorts of things. I definitely need to do it. This was a post that I made with this guy. Seems to be a solid guy. Got nothing against him. He said, end of an era. Andromeda is here. Let me see if I'm working on the video now, but I will, for shits and giggles, show you all what I think my thumbnail is going to be like. I think it's going to look like this. What do you think? What do you think about that thumbnail, huh? Are we good? Yay? Nay? Drop a comment. You like it? It's Black Mirror. So I thought that would be fun. Anyway, let me know what you think in the chat. Anyway, let's get back to this. Apparently a lot of people were really interested in me doing that. So anyway, let's see how to run high ticket offers. We're gonna have to scroll out just a little bit. How to run high ticket offers with Facebook ads. Is this still relevant? Absolutely. We got another yes, please. Yes. Smiley face on the blink. Love it. All right, here we go. The Black Friday ad strategy, the homepage stuff that we were talking about earlier today. Hey, Charlie, great video. I had a question about your campaign structure for an e-commerce brand optimized for purchases. I really liked your Olympic rings example. That's on I spent $1 billion on Facebook ads. That's what I learned about creative testing video that I did in partnership with Foreplay. Great guys. I really like your Olympic rings video for the different parts of the funnel, and I can start to see how each ad is acting in terms of funnel according to terms of 4PI. Excellent, Alex. So happy to hear that. With that being said, I love when people tee stuff up and then they're like, all right, now with that being said, like that just makes me so happy. How do you separate your ads and ad sets? Less than 1K budget. How many ads to an ad set do you separate by parts of funnel? I'm running one CBO very broad, focusing on creatives. I will have one ad set that is my proven elements, the things that I know how they're going to perform. I will have another ad set that is all of my testing. If I can afford it. In an ideal world, I mean, it's funny for those watching at home. Let's see. I made this sticky note. Let's see if we can do this real quick. This sticky note came from a YouTube video from 2020. It is still the best practice, and Andromeda has made this strategy even stronger, which I think is hilarious that it's still not seen as, it's still seen as cutting edge. Like this is still bleeding edge of one ad set with the winner ads and one or two ad sets with 322s. Now this was with DCTs. That's an ideal setup. If you do not have the budget to get 3 ad sets out of learning, do one with your control, one with your testing. If you don't have the budget to get 2 ad sets out of learning, do it all in one. That's it. That it's quite literally that simple. I'm glad, Kaz. Appropriate. My thumbnail might also just be that guy's thumbnail with like a reaction face, just like who knows. But I'm glad. So anyway, I don't separate by parts of the funnel because that's just not really how it works. But I hope we've kind of gotten there. We got a lot of questions. We're 35 minutes in, and I'm on comments from 2 days ago. Okay, we got to plow through this. All right. I think it's a great idea, Charlie. We definitely watch it. Opinions on other concepts. Yeah, at least 2 or 3 times. Love it. I think me doing reviews on other people's content and reaction videos, I think is a great way to highlight other people who have shown the integrity to share what's working for them and are interested and my ability to speak to their thoughts directly. And then hopefully we even get some of them to come on the show. Kaz asked over on Instagram, by the way, BMO, is budget just cost per result times 50 within 7 days? Sure, although I think that's a overly simplified version of it. Sometimes you can get out of learning phase with 10 conversions. Sometimes you take 20 conversions a day and you're still not out of it. It's a proxy. It's a guess. And that's the unfortunate truth. All right, let's see here. Until my budget lets me join Disruptor Academy in the Meta MBA program, I'm learning everything I can from these videos. Casey, that is the way to do it. Binge the YouTube until you're like, oh my God, I can't afford to not join the academy. And then you're going to be in the academy and like dozens so far this year, you're going to end up in the MBA program. That's my entire goal. My goal is to give you everything for free until you need to ask questions, and then I answer your questions until you can afford to have me help you not need anybody else. That's the entire business. I hope that helps. Honestly, I'd watch everything you teach, even how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Okay. Fucking love a grilled cheese sandwich. All right, most people focus on the hack, not the system. They throw more cheese, crank the heat, and hope for magic. That's chaos. That's confusion. That's how you burn your sandwich in your business. CPM, cost per melt. I love this. Okay. I have a feeling some AI might have helped out with that, but who knows? I love it. Ronaldo says this is a great product. Yeah, I think so too, Ronaldo. And that's why I brought him on, right? All right, let's keep going. You say catalog ads never fatigue. However, recently our dynamic ads have started to have social proof. Comments are stacking up, which wasn't the case before. Wouldn't this cause the ad fatigue if you run for long periods of time? No and no. Sorry. Catalog ads never fatigue. That's part of the nature of the catalog ad unit. Catalog ads have always collected social proof. What you're seeing is that specific sets, every catalog ad, one of the reasons that it doesn't fatigue is because the order of the cards, every change in the order, like let's say you have 3 products, A, B, and C. Now, there might be a catalog ad that shows A, then B, then C. That's one ad. You might have another one that is A, C, and then B. That's another ad. You might have another one that's C, B, and then A. That's another ad. So if you have 100 ads, you're going to have, or 100 different products, you're going to have an ungodly amount, right? If you have 52 ads, the amount of catalog, if you have 52 products, the amount of catalog ads that you would have is a number with 60 some commas in it. So the ads never fatigue because most of them never get shown twice. What you're seeing is the system has found a combination that actually seems to really work. And so it's stacking social proof on it. And again, this wouldn't really cause ad fatigue because ad fatigue itself is also bullshit. But I wouldn't worry about it. All right, let's see. Yes, please do it. I have multiple videos to share. Okay, Saddam. We'll see how people like this one. Maybe I'll do another one. We'll see how it goes. Everybody wants me to do the reaction video. Francis says, a bit late on the Black Friday. Nah, homie, do it right now. Guarantee. You're like, you know what? I'm going to kick off for the day. I'm actually not going to work for the next 3 days. I'm just going to set this one thing up and automate it. You'll be in a better place than if you worked hard. Do it right now. You are here. Oh, this video was so great, showing people incremental lift and sharing people the incremental attribution. We decode all of that stuff, and also get into my friends at Amers and Yichi and her great tool. Not a sales pitch, just like what I'm doing. So Space POV says, so basically you're saying set up custom conversions for our pixels, right? Yes. But it's hopefully a bit more detailed than that. But essentially, right now, optimizing for the custom event of a new customer is more valuable than the incremental attribution. However, that will probably change. Watch the video for more detail. Michael says, this video is so performative, it's hard to watch. The information is great. I just found the delivery hard to digest for what it's worth. Well, thank you, Michael. I mean, I appreciate that. Look, I'm somebody that has been on stage for decades. I can't help but be performative. That's just honestly who I am. I'm doing it right here. But that's good feedback, and I appreciate it. Michael, I would love for you to tell me how the other videos that I'm doing, and maybe there are other styles of videos that I make that are better for you. But I hope that you stick around because you said the information was great. And for that, I want to say thank you. And for commenting, great. RF Pete said, agreed, way over the top. Okay. I mean, that's just kind of who I am. And then we got some love over here. What are you even saying? His delivery is so genuine and fun to watch, and like those fancy studios where so-called meta ads gurus are telling you bullshit. Man, part of me is just like, I hope. By the way, yes, I upgraded my setup here. You can see I got a bit of a light over there now, and I got a light right here, and I got a light up there. I've invested in trying to make this space a little bit more professional, but it's by no means a studio. It's just my office. This is literally, I'm in my garage. I have a 2-car garage here in my house in LA. I converted half of it into an office. I put up a wall, painted it green, threw this thing in. I got some windows and a couch and a chair and a desk and a TV. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's keep going. Awesome vid. Thank you. Thumbnail looks so much better. Thank you so much. I've actually feel like I've made this creative breakthrough on thumbnails. Shout out to Ed Lawrence. I've just been ripping him off as much as possible. And I told him that, and he was like, good. So I was like, okay. Same to Sam Paliero. I was like, dude, I have a thumbnail that's winning on a test right now, and I literally screenshot your thumbnail, changed the numbers, slapped in my face. And he's like, great. I did the exact same thing to Alex Hormozi with that exact thumbnail. And I was like, okay, cool. So anyway, I love you. Well, thank you, Habib Jeweler. Appreciate that. Charlie, what's the case with combining standard and incremental attribution at the same time for different product on the same shop? One would get you more sales volume, one would get you more new attention. But if you watch the video, you'll see that my recommendation is ultimately to not leverage incremental attribution right now. But there is a time where it will be very valuable, and the video lays all that out. Bro, where do you place a dynamic catalog product in an account? Under CBO, different? I love using DPA as a separate campaign. Almost always, that is where I'm running because it's a different business objective. We're saying, let's try to close the deal on everything that's not our hero offer, everything that's not our hero product. That's a very different goal. Sorry, my candle is like dying over here, so I'm just kind of like, I have a candle, by the way. Not a fancy one. If anybody has a fancy candle brand and wants to send me some stuff, let me know. By the way, what I want in the world. Okay, if you want, I'm having a son in like a month, okay? The single greatest thing, if anybody wants to get me a Christmas gift, Hanukkah gift, Diwali gift, although that's over with, whatever. If you can, somebody could fucking make me a candle that smells like I just blew a candle out. That's what I want. Like, that's the best smell. Like, I want that all the time. Anyway, catalog should be their own separate thing because they're separate business objectives. So just run it like that. I hope that helps. And I'm fine using it as a CBO, although generally when I'm running catalog ads, that's one of the exceptions where I'm okay with doing ABO because each audience is different. And it could even be the same technically audience, but I'm using a different product ad set. Using a different product set for the ads. They might be focused on different individuals and how the system is using it. So there's a lot to be said there. Anyway, enter Deep Sing. Okay. We used to run 2-3 ads for lead gen. Performance is strong. After adding more ads, results improved by a small percentage. But in the last 2-3 months, bookings have dropped. Could this be because of running more ads? How should we best diagnose the problem? Currently, I have one advantage lookalike campaign with 4 or 5 ads. I think, honestly, probably your biggest issue is that you're running a lookalike campaign when you could be running broad. And I would look at the 4 or 5 ads you have. I think that's a perfect amount. Don't worry about that being too many. If you were to tell me you had 12 to 20, I'd be like, oh my God, please let's shrink that down. But I'd look at the 4PI analysis and see what did the 4PI look like 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago. Do a month-by-month 4PI analysis across those ads, see how the mix changed, and then solve that problem in new creative testing. What if I have just one product for sale and it's a one-time sale? You do not need to update the device. There's nothing to upsell. George, what you're telling me is, what if I'm a salesman? And the honest truth is, I tried. Hey, Fadi, on the Instagram, all the way, Mayor of Egypt. What up, homie? What if I have just one product for sale? My number one, George, if you only have one product for sale, my best piece of advice to you is figure out how to make a business instead of being a person with a product. One transaction is not a business. That's no. I like that, Casey. I don't hate the relighting birthday candles and put a fan on them. That's pretty funny. There's a big difference. There's no I don't know a single 7, 8, or 9-figure business that sells one product to one person one time. That is hand-to-hand combat, and you're never going to win. Charlie, this is top-notch content, hands down. Well, thank you, Adam. By the way, this is the thumbnail. I found a better way to run Facebook ads or meta ads in 2025. Great video. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Funny, I know that video is super valuable and like hyper. Like I know that video is making huge moves for people and is super valuable because it gets almost no views, but a ton of clicks to my funnels. I track all the clicks from all the links on all my videos. And it's interesting, that video, typical, hyper valuable. So the view count is half of what it should be or a tenth of what it should be, but has made me a lot more money than other ones have. It's just funny how that all works. Thanks for sharing the tracking tool, man. You're welcome. Go watch this 15-minute video if you want to know what we're talking about. It's about I audit the ad account for Tushy Bidet. So fun fact. I got to see inside their ad account, Adam, right? That's what I'm talking about. Adam, MEA program member over here. Would you mind going over how to get the post ID from a static flexible ad? I've not been able to get the post IDs in the ways you described in the past. Maybe something has changed. NT, there are several different ways of getting a post ID. Every ad account is a little bit different. What I can tell you, the surefire way of always being able to grab a post ID from any ad ever is to go to the inbox of your business manager and just replying back to the comments. The comments are assigned to post IDs. So just click on the post, it'll pull it up, and then look at the URL, it'll have the ID in it. Easy peasy. And no, you do not have a winning ad that is responsible for your business being fundamentally better that does not have comments. Doesn't exist. All right. Hey, Charlie, is there a best day of the week and time to launch a new campaign? No. Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, 6 a.m. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. I've done extensive testing with this over the years. And here's the thing. Launching a new campaign is very different than what happens with the ads inside the campaign. And 6 months from now, the ads that work will have nothing to do whether they launch on a Monday, a Tuesday, at midnight, at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. None of that matters. That's just not how it works. Oddly enough, most social media doesn't really run that way. There's something to be said like organic content, potentially like your TikToks or your YouTubes. Maybe there's a time where it's better, but a week later, good stuff gets pushed. Bad stuff doesn't. Organic and paid is the same. The only difference is view count. When you're running paid is CPM. Then everything's the exact same. Should make a call on our ads manager to subtract COGS and shipping from GPT to show actual profitability. You can. This is the live that we did before around how to secret scale Facebook ads, and it's not CPA. I have another video that I'm going to dive deeper on this, and there's another video that I launched around GPT. Go check out the recent videos. I made a playlist, by the way, on my channel, just all the videos that if you really just want to be super successful, just watch those videos. And actually I think I put them. I don't remember if it's in order of popularity or in order of maybe how you should watch them, but whatever. I think watch these videos, be successful is the name of the playlist, something like that. It's on my YouTube channel. It's just like the first thing, so you can't miss it. So here's the thing. Adding in cogs, I don't do it. And the primary reason is, what if somebody buys 2 of a thing? What if somebody adds a upsell? Well, now the cogs is wrong. Unless your cogs are just a flat, unless there's just like a direct change in the price point. Like a thing cost me $1, so I charge 10. Sure, but then the GPT would still give you that. So I don't get cogs into my dashboards because ultimately it's not going to help me make a better decision. I will know that some products are inherently more or less profitable than others. That's helpful. Maybe a pair of boots cost me $20 to make and I sell it for $100, and a bag costs me $50 to make and I sell it for $100. Well, the boots inherently are more profitable. Cool. That's a decision that I'm making on my business of what products I'm promoting. But the inherent nature of putting cogs into GPT is telling me that you're promoting multiple products. And that's probably a problem that I'm not trying to solve for, because it's not a problem that I'm setting up. And we as business owners get to choose what problems we want to have. I don't want to have the problem of promoting a whole bunch of things. I'd rather have a smarter machine. If an ad account has been running for years and has 5 or 6 active campaigns, why do we have that many campaigns? Should we add incremental attribution on some existing campaigns or create brand new ones? Don't have that many campaigns. You don't need incremental attribution. What's the different attribution models? One existing testing ABO campaign. Please don't have a testing campaign. Some to be normal and some to be incremental. So first off, you can't change the attribution is occurring at the ad set level, not the campaign level. You can't change the attribution of an existing ad set. The comment section here got real close. Also, if you watch the video, it points out why we shouldn't be doing that right now. Also, please don't be using different attribution models. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Remember, attribution isn't about what ad gets credit for the sale. Attribution is about you teaching the machine what more you want it to do. Attribution is not for reporting. Attribution is for programming the algorithm. Right? The machine sees, this is what I want you to do more of. This came from an ad, do it again. That's what attribution is. Attribution is a lesson for the ad platform, not credit for you. So please don't use different ones. That's only going to make everything more complicated. Please don't have a testing ABO campaign. That makes no fucking sense. Way too deep to get into today, but I have 8 videos that I'm scripting out right now, that I'm recording right now to put them out and into the editor before I go on paternity. So we're still going to be doing these weekly lives. But I'm not shooting new content, probably. All right. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. You don't even include past buyers in the ad set. How do you scale from starting 100 to 10,000 in a matter of weeks? You just double the budget every few days. You're not afraid of setting the learning phase. Thank you. Okay. Copy this Black Friday strategy. This is from the Black Friday campaign. You don't even exclude past buyers from the ad set. Why would you? Now, Del Bras fan says exclusion costs more money. It's trying to hack the machine. And Tom and Jeff, stick around. I got your questions here. Don't you worry. We're going to get to you before this is over. All right. So please just stick around. I just got to get through first come, first serve. So stick around. I got bars for you. Okay. So first thing, not excluding past buyers. Why would they see the ad if they're not interested in buying the product? Let me say this again. Why would the machine show an ad to somebody that's not interested in the content and is not in market to buy the product? That goes against the business model of Facebook. Why are they going to give somebody a bad user experience? That's completely antithetical to their entire business model. This is an email strategy from 20 years ago being dropped into social media by people who don't know how Facebook works. The people that teach you to do this are people I would consider not listening to. My 2 cents. How do you scale from 100 to 10,000 in a matter of weeks? The honest truth with that was we were just so profitable. We were okay. We were totally okay with resetting the learning phase because it was like, well, shit, this thing is our average campaign might be getting a GPT of 30. This thing's getting a GPT of 75. Fuck it. Like, we're just going to keep pushing until it gets to like a 40 or a 50. And it just kept going. I mean, we literally were just like, all we did was take the profit margin from the day before and keep adding it. So if we spent 100, we made 1,000. We just were like, well, fuck it. Let's add 400. And we spent, 500 the next day and we made $2,000. Fuck it. Let's add another 500. We just, that campaign built out headroom of revenue and we just spent into that headroom until it kind of leveled out, and that leveled out around 10,000. So it was super easy and fun. But yeah, we didn't care about the learning phase because we weren't at a place that we wanted to keep. We were under leveraged, and that was our biggest issue. How do you perform creative testing for lead generation? Same way we do it everywhere else. What's the frequency at which you create new ads and how many new ad sets or campaigns? Number one, we only do creative testing when performance indicates an exact problem that we need to solve. The purpose of the creative test is to answer a question, to solve a problem that we have. The frequency that we launch new ads, how often do we have problems? What problems are we trying to solve? That might be once a month. It might be once a quarter. Very rarely is it more than twice a month. Kaz has a question here. Kaz will get to you in just a second. And how many ad sets or campaigns? It's only one campaign per business objective. Don't spend it where you can't support, and don't spend on things that are not the best effort. If you have 3 campaigns, I'd ask you why. Now, there might be justification for it, but by the time you're getting to 5 or 6 campaigns, you better be spending 5-6 figures a day. There's just no reason for something more complicated than that in most situations. All right, Kaz, I have so many good ads, not all on right now, and absolutely cannot stay profitable once I approach 100 set a day. Is it because my ad hook is too high? I didn't think it was. I mean, BMO, Kaz, my biggest issue here is I would probably be focusing on my ads being lower in the funnel. And Mullah Dior, is this pre-recorded? No, this is not pre-recorded. We are live right now, as of the time of this recording. Yeah. Oh, this is live. Got it. Yeah, this is live. The ad hook is too niche. I'd be focusing on selling to my warm audience. And when I run out of the ability to scale against that audience because it's not big enough, then focus on making that warm audience bigger. That's how I would go with you. Okay, let's keep going down here because we are going to go over. I mean, that's just the way it is. Okay, I heard you talk about getting rid of an ad if it's determined underperforming based on 4PI analysis. I've also heard you say not to cut something until Meta stops spending. I don't know about the stop spending part. I know that sometimes getting rid of an ad does not appear to be performing, can damage the campaign by reducing the performance of what's left. Yes. So what would we do? Depends. Maybe it's the safest just to wait until Meta stops spending. I'm not worried about Meta stop spending. Yeah, organic warmth, and you could absolutely get more organic warmth with paid media, right? Anyway, you're in the Meta MBA. Check out the brand development course, and we'll dive more into that. Yeah, broad retargeting. Yeah, broad retargeting. Do the brand development to build up the broad retargeting. That's one of the courses inside the Meta MBA, and just lean into that. Don't go outside of that. You probably won't need to do anything else. All right. So going back to the 4PI, if it's underperforming according to 4PI, launch another test. That test should solve that problem, and that problem being solved should pull budget from the ad you're trying to replace, and then you can swap them out. Obviously, it's more complicated than that, but this is YouTube. It's alive, and I can't go on for 20, 30 minutes. Okay. Filming guy, how do you turn on and use incremental attribution? Is it a setting inside the ad account? Yes, it's a setting inside of the ad set in your ad account. Watch the video, and you'll see why you shouldn't do it. Yet. But then you should. There's a whole other thing here. All right. So, man, okay, we'll keep going. 12 days ago. Hey, I do not have creative option open yet in my ad account. Should I just use flexible? Yes. So dynamic creative is what we called it before Flex was available. Flex was a recreation of the dynamic, but it's basically the same tech put into the ad level instead of the ad set. That way we can run multiple dynamic creatives instead of one ad set. Everything else is the exact same. Hi, Charlie. Is it okay to have 2 color variants of the same style? Black and gray hoodie is the hero product in one ad set. I'm totally fine with that. Absolutely. Color, shade, color, flavor, whatever. Absolutely. Because your product is the black and gray. Yeah, don't do incremental. Watch the videos, Kaz. No, I'm kidding. Last week's video where it's got a picture of me pointing to a thing and it says "You are here." Let's see. If we scroll up real quick. This one, Meta ads just changed forever and no one is talking about it. That's the name of the video. By the way, yes, I know there's comments and I told you I was going to get to you, but Kaz is in the MBA program. MBA program members get priority in these live calls, okay? And Kaz, also, I know you've been working with me on some book stuff. I will get to it soon. I'm just scripting. I appreciate the work you're doing. You're on my list. I promise. Anyway, yeah, totally fine. Because what you're selling isn't the variant. You're selling the product. You're selling the hoodie. So just stick with that. Hey, Charlie, I want to create a meta ad campaign for my Kickstarter. Love it. Is there a specific video you'd recommend for complete beginner? Absolutely. Start contract. Go to the How to Scale Facebook Ads on a Small Budget video from on the Disruptor Academy YouTube channel. Follow that to a T. You would not be the first or the 10th Kickstarter campaign to be fully funded and successful following that path off of that video. It has worked for many. Charlie, is your very first ad set in a new campaign at 322? Yes. Or individual ads in one ad set ends up being a winner. 322 all the way until I need to do something else. Let's see. Is the variety of ads at the top of funnel and bottom funnel in the same dynamic ad set? You're still to go. Thank you, Jeff. Stick around, Jeff. I'm going to get to your questions. I promise. Okay. Variety of ads in the same dynamic ad set. One ad set, images or videos. When I'm doing creative testing, I'm trying to solve one problem. So if I need to do my creative testing in one ad set and I have control ads in another ad set because I can afford to get 2 ad sets out of learning, I'm probably not going to mix images and videos in top and mid funnel or bottom funnel in the testing ad set. Although in my control, I absolutely am going to have that mix. So I hope that helps. 15 minutes of blowing up ad accounts. It's funny. This video got not nearly as many views as other ones. Also made me 7 people join the MBA program or something like that. And just really great comments. It's crazy. Okay. Don't judge a video by its view count. Honestly, if you see videos from creators that have a lot of subscribers and a video doesn't get a lot of views, that's the video you should be watching if you want to learn something. All right, really helpful breakdown. Quick question. How would you apply that same logic to lead gen? I'm running ads for a personal injury attorney. Cool. Nobody's purchasing anything, but some leads are higher quality and some aren't. Great question. Here's what we're going to do. When somebody fills out that form, they fill out a lead form for something, right? Based on their answers, we're going to know whether they're good or not. So for instance, if you go and join the MBA program, if you go to disruptorschool.com/MBA, or you scan the little QR code in the video right down here, right? I think that's it. Yeah, right there, the QR code. What you're going to see is a lead form with a couple of questions. Now, I understand that if you say that if you spend, I'll ask you like how much you spend. If you say you spend at least $100,000 a month, I know I have an 80% conversion rate on that person. The MBA program is $10,000. That lead is worth $8,000. I know that if you've never spent money on training anywhere before, my close rate's about 1 in 20. So that lead is worth $50. You can pass that back to Facebook based on those responses. You can have good leads and bad leads. We break all of this down inside the MBA program more, Luke, but I hope that that helps. We're also adding a bit of this to the academy, but more on that to come. Does this mean we should put our highest price, highest margin bestseller item in our ad for the Max GPT? I thought a lower price item was less friction for first-time visitors to buy. Here's the question, filming guy. Yes, I like the idea of putting your highest margin item for Max GPT. Make the most amount of money to get a sale. Lower price item for the first-time buyer, okay. If price is the friction point, then you're buying people who are less likely to buy from you anyway. Price-conscious consumers are the least brand loyal. If the reason somebody buys from you is because the price is low, what you are doing is you're giving up profit margin to attract the attention of somebody who's far less likely to ever give you money again. That's a bad business. Hey, Charlie, I'm a bit confused about top, middle, bottom. Here's my number one recommendation. Don't worry about it. Do you use this funnel even in the same campaign with the unique ad sets? Because I believe if we run full funnel ad set with no exclusion, the ads are already doing the remarketing. You're correct. Why would we create different ad sets and put the same ads in it? I think you've figured this all out. Let Meta decide who to show the ads to. Don't take control. Absolutely. What you're doing is ultimately saying, how are the ads being used and what problem can I try to solve for with creative? And let's just go with that. Outside of that, you're not really getting anywhere. So don't worry about top, middle. If people start talking about tofu, mofu, bofu, understand that, like, if you watch the video with Sam, he says we've got prospecting ads, retargeting ads, and retention ads. You can watch that video. My eyes immediately glaze over while interviewing him. That's 2017. He's also running an agency, so his job isn't to do good performance. His job is to make the guy that hired him look good to his boss. Those are two different things. Star contract. Just discovered this channel. Feel like I stumbled on a gold mine. Bonjour. Any chance you can make some content tailored toward Kickstarter campaigns? Kickstarter is the same as everything else. Should we use our first ad set, $100 a day to be a control at 5 ads? Test 322. Test 322 right away. Is there a best day of time of the week? No. Is a hero offer cash flow device or one product, or it can be any variant, any of the things, unless you fundamentally see that different ones behave differently. When I was running 310 Nutrition, we saw that people that bought chocolate were dramatically different than the other ones. So we leaned into chocolate. Is the hero offer catalog rebut sell in 3 separate campaigns? Yes. Broad retargeting, just another new campaign, a new ad set with broad targeting wide open. How do you set yours up? I actually share how I set that up in multiple videos, especially the how to crush Facebook ads on a low budget video on the Disruptor Academy channel. I keep referencing that video because it's probably the single most valuable thing. And the honest truth is I should probably just remake that video and drop it on this channel because I know it'll fucking go nuclear. The new look is great. Thank you. Yes, your audits are helpful. Love that. We got a lot more coming, including one today. What do you mean by 322 DCDs? All right, we are now a month back. So I think we are just messy videos. Pfft. Thanks, the CEO guy. You're helpful. Yeah, okay. We're at a month. I'm calling it there for those. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. Boom. And then we're gonna go over to the chat. Let's see. All right. Appreciate, wish your sub. Thank you. You're actually a genius. Thank you. Let's see. Bonjour. What metric should I focus on to analyze the estimated action rate and ad quality? There's no information on metric. Yeah, there is no ability to measure this with metrics because every impression is going to be different. But you can infer this information based on delivery and a 4PI analysis. So look at spend, frequency, CPM, and efficiency. Boom. There we go. By the way, I try to get this lighting set up so the green back here looks rich. I was going for rich green. Not like I have money, but like deep, like in the jungle green. I don't know. Anyway, get those real lighting birthday candles, put a fan on them. Love it. What LTV analysis app are you using? ChatGPT. Or just a calculator. You want to know your LTV? Total revenue divided by total customers. Boom, that's your LTV. LTV by product. Total people that bought that product, total amount of money you made from it. Revenue divided by customers. LTV. Done. What's the average number of products that somebody buys? LTV divided by, so that's simply LTV divided by AOV. Done. If my LTV is $200 and the product costs $75, and the average person buys a little over almost 3 times. 75, 150, 225. If my LTV is $200, hey, they bought. Let me give another example. Let's say my LTV is 125 and somebody buys and the AOV is $50. 50, 50, 50, 100, 150. Oh, they bought 2.5 times. Got it. Done. You don't need fancy apps for that shit. That is like elementary school math. Fancy apps are completely fucking unnecessary. Although I am building some apps on some stuff, hopefully. I've designed them. Trying to get Sanjay from Replo to throw me a developer. Let's see how we go. Feelings on cost caps. I love cost caps. I use them all the time, where appropriate. And I think most people have no idea how they function. Cost caps are predictive bidding models, meaning they use existing data to produce new information. What you need to understand is that cost caps are inherently a depreciating asset. It might take the data of 10 sales to produce one new one. Maybe it's this data of 5 sales. You just rewatched the video, Kaz? Really? In the comment section on Instagram, Kaz put down her phone, opened up YouTube, watched the video, and came back. We're still on the live. Okay. I mean, hey, look, it's a short video. I'm glad that you got something out of it. Anyway, Kaz, you're getting me distracted here. Do I back out of incremental? Kaz, just do it. Do what's working for you. If you've already set it up, go for it. But like, incremental attribution versus standards, not what's going to get you to where you need to go. That's a nickel problem in a $100 bill world. Getting back to Jeff, where I use cost caps is generally with short-term sales cycles. So if I'm running a Black Friday sale for 3 weeks, I might throw a lot of dynamic creatives into a cost cap. Just saying, I know that this is not going to be leverageable. I know that I'm not worried about machine learning. And I know I'm just trying to take advantage of the opportunity that exists in the marketplace without me doing anything. And basically just running a business model on, can I steal sales from my competitors? That will work. Cost caps are phenomenal during this part of the year. Highly recommend to use them for the next 45 days. If you run for another 45 days, you might even see more wins. And then 45 days after that, you're going to see everybody saying Facebook's broken. Because they're not building the funnel. They're just pillaging other people's funnels and sacrificing their own. At the end of the day, I have found more or less that these buyers, because you're using predictive bidding to go after more aggressive delivery, they're less likely to come back and buy again. That's my high-end take. Is it recommended to optimize campaigns for a new customer event? If so, how many conversion signals would you need for this? Yes, if you're trying to add incrementality to your overall business, then yes, I would definitely recommend that you optimize for new customers. The number of conversion signals you would need for this, honestly, just start it. And then when it gets good, lean into it more. There's no real bullet point of this number. You're still good. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. What's up with everybody blaming Andromeda on Twitter for the past 2 weeks? Shitty people that run bad businesses and built their entire marketing strategy on hacking the machine are suffering by the business model of disrespecting the business partner, ultimately coming back to bite them in the ass. I've got another video on it. I'm doing a reaction video, which I think I might just pull the guy's video up and then record myself watching it and then pausing it and saying stuff and then piecing that together. It's a 20-minute video. Maybe my version will be like an hour long. And then just slapping that up on YouTube. Stick around. Stay tuned. I'll post that on Monday. All right. My commitment to you right now. That'll be out on Monday. All right. Is your how to still relevant? Yes, it is still relevant. I'm giving people the advice to follow it right now. I guarantee you the strategies that I talk about in that video are going to be breaking news of like cutting edge in like 18 months, because we are going full hog, ass over face into a recession. And everything that everybody does to try to destroy the relationships with customers and business partners is not going to work. So you're going to actually have to build relationships and have integrity in your marketing and your funnel. That's what that video is completely built around. I was thinking to still use the cost per follow test, but then throwing in the CTAs in the same campaign. You can, but separate it out, man. You got 2 separate campaigns. I wouldn't put the CTAs in the same campaign. That video breaks down as to the issue of combining different objectives in the same place. So anyway, I think that's it, everybody. I think we're done. I think I'm hyped up. I'm excited. I'm probably going to just pull up this video, record myself watching it, and then just blast that out. Fuck it. I'm going to do that right now. All right. Anyway, hope you all do well. Hope you're all having fun. I sure am. Remember, go to disruptorschool.com. Check out Disruptor Academy if you want to learn from me more directly. We do account audits, and we've got guest coaches and teachers and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, Rashidel, join the Disruptor Academy. If you go to disruptorschool.com, I'm going to share this tab. All right. If you go to disruptorschool.com and then you join Disruptor Academy, it's going to bring you right here. That's it. 214 members, 147 a month. The average person, the LTV on my customers in this community just goes up every month because basically everybody keeps just sticking around. I love it. Kaz, I'm successfully feeding my funnel pet now. There you are, Kaz. There's Renee. Yeah, we got men and women from around the world. Eshak's over here, Kitten over here. Half of the people on this screen joined the academy are now part of the MBA program. So hopefully that helps. Am I sharing my screen? I wasn't sharing my screen. Son of a bitch. Hold on a second. That was embarrassing. Okay, here we go. Add the stage. Here we go. Go to disruptorschool.com, which is my website, and then join Disruptor Academy. Boom. Are we sharing the screen now? There we go. Love it. All right. And then you'll see everything right here. Boom, 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 boom. There's Kaz. There's Neaton. There's Eshak, who has so many fucking good questions. I love it. This is the thing, man. This is the thing. All right. Everybody else, take care. And Rashidel, you say you're in? I can't wait for this thing to say 215 and to know that that's you. All right. Everybody, I think we're good. I think we're done. Let's see. One last question. Everybody's talking about how Andromeda, they forgot about gem, lattice, sequence learning. What's the big idea of all of these? Maybe a future video. I'll probably do a future video on this, but Jesus, let me just tell you this. Build an audience, sell to them. See how the machine's using your ads, fix what's broken. Focus your efforts on the thing that makes you the most money and generates the most cash flow. Your number one problem that you need to solve is, can I spend more money tomorrow? Everything is now solved. That's the entire lens that you look through everything. All right. Everybody, I'm calling it. We are good to go. I hope you're all doing okay. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.